What's the most horrifying thing that's happened to you in your own house? I've been married for several years, but this is the first time I genuinely felt unsafe in my own home. My husband was finishing up school and we just had a baby, so I was pretty sleep deprived. I had gotten sick and my husband wanted me to get some decent rest to let me relax, so he stayed with the baby in the living room and the nursery to take care of the baby while I slept. My parents wanted to see the new baby, so my husband decided to take the new addition of the family over and just let me rest. It should be noted that my husband is extremely paranoid. Even though we live in a low crime area, he made sure to lock all the doors and the windows, made sure everything else was locked before leaving, and he kind of woke me up. He lets me know he's going to my parents' house with the baby and that he'll pick up some dinner on the way back, and I sleepily agreed and just went right back to sleep. Fast forward a couple of hours and I had to wake up to pump my chest because it was starting to hurt. I prolonged this and tossed and turned for a while because I was still exhausted and I didn't want to get up. Once I started waking up, I realized the house was super cold. As I opened my eyes, I heard the front door shutting and I was still super out of it, so I assumed it was my husband. I called out to his name, but I got no answer. The room was pitch black and all the other lights in the house were off, so I couldn't even see anything. And suddenly I got this really horrible feeling that I could only describe as stepping into this freezing shower. I got up and checked the thermostat. It was fine. I assumed it was just cold because I was sick, so I turned on some lights and went around the house. No one else was home and the front door was still locked, and that's when my heart stopped and terror crept in. I texted my husband to ask when he'd be home. He got home not long after. We had dinner and he stayed with the baby in the living room and slept on the couch. I noticed then that one of the windows in the bedroom is open. I know I didn't open it, but it would explain why it was so cold, I guess. Earlier, my husband got up to make sure that all the windows were shut and the door was locked though. After I explained to him I got a weird feeling earlier, I just went right back to bed. Later, I woke up again around 2 in the morning. I got that terrible feeling all over again, creeping up again. I shot out of bed and could barely make it out. Someone was standing at the foot of the bed. I thought it was my husband since the figure had a similar height and build. I asked him to bring me some water while I was preparing to pump. The figure didn't move or speak, and I repeated myself in what I would describe as the most horrifying moment of my life. He answered me, "No, go back to sleep. I like watching you sleep." The voice definitely didn't belong to my husband. I turned on my side desk lamp and started screaming at this creeper wearing all black. He just started giggling. My husband jolted out of his sleep and I scrambled for the knife I had on my table. This creep booked it out the window. He had it open and climbed through. That's when I realized for sure he was watching me sleep earlier when I was napping. It was also probably him who I had seen shutting the bedroom door earlier. I still have no idea how he didn't injure himself when he jumped out the window because when my husband ran out to chase him, he was already gone. After that, we had the windows and the locks replaced and set up a whole entire security system soon after. Despite this, I still sleep with a knife under my pillow.